Can Vechain still make you rich in the upcoming bull run 2024, 25 and potentially 26? That is the big question that we're going to discuss a little bit in this video. Hey everyone, it's the Patient Hodler coming at you with a Vechain video update. It has been a long time, but I really want to discuss this topic. So, before we're starting, you have seen the number 21,000 on the thumbnail. That doesn't mean, spoiler alert, that Vechain is going to $21,000, but the number will be discussed in this video, so make sure to watch this video until the end. Also, if you enjoyed these quick Vechain and other altcoin video updates, then number one, let me know by smashing the like button. Number two, subscribe to the channel with notifications on so that you're always notified whenever I upload a video. And then also make sure to drop in the comments below which altcoins you want to be and have discussed and what do you think about Vechain at this point in time. Now, first of all, let's look at some charts, but then also discuss some news. So we are looking at Vechain logarithmic chart, and we are at this very moment down 92.41% from the all-time high. That in turn means if we would be going from here with an investment back to the all-time high, we are looking roughly at a 12x for our investment. Now, Vechain has been seeing a brutal bear market after this previous top. But one thing in this chart is super interesting in my opinion, and that is the yellow line. Please focus your attention on the yellow line. You can see here that we have a ton of confluence on this yellow line. So we see that this has been acting both as huge support as well as huge resistance. So in this previous bear market, basically that, as you can see here, these two touches, and then here was overhead resistance, and once we finally broke it, we did go off on a massive rally. And then when we dropped into the bear market, this was the last chance of getting resistance or support here basically before we dropped into deeper price action, hit our head, and more price action. Now the big question is, can we break it once again right now to fly off to our next high for Vechain? Now the second thing that is noteworthy here is this downward sloping line in the recent price action that basically suppresses our price action throughout the entire Vechain bear market. So we see here a lot of touch points on this downward sloping line, and we are still waiting for Vechain to break that whole thing. At the same time, we also have this bottom line, which we did not lose anymore, where we have a lot of touches and somewhat of a price action that is in somewhat of a wedge or falling channel. At both points, yellow line and this falling trend line, we are at the moment at a significant point where we got rejected 2 times with the price action, and where we could get rejected once more while this price is compressing and gearing up to the next big move for Vechain. We have already seen this upwards move, but that doesn't have to say much, right? Overall, if we're seeing this whole price action here is sitting on top of the previous high, first high that Vechain made out of the bear market. So somewhere in that area, we are now finding the next bottoms. That is where we are really looking at something like this, right? Very interesting in my opinion. But also keep in mind that at the moment, we are looking at the overall altcoin market cap, that it is retracing. We see this little retracement here, which could be a retest on the structure of this previous price compression, which we know from the previous bear market as well. So we had huge price compression, a breakout, a retest, some consolidation, and then we did fly off, right? So the same is, in my opinion, expected here if we are looking at our current accumulation zone for the altcoin market. We have a breakout, we are now about to retest, probably we are bouncing, then some consolidation. We are in June after the halving has already happened, maybe when Bitcoin is flying off, and then we should be taking off for the altcoins, right? And also then for Vechain in that sense. So that is the first part to the answer. Now let's look at some news. So we have here Eisenreich, who is saying the growth trajectory of Vechain has been particularly noteworthy, with the network recording the addition of 21,000 new addresses in a single day, according to VechainStats.com. What does that mean for us? 21,000 new addresses. There are a couple of explanations. The first one is retail suddenly found Vechain and is now investing. I don't think so. I think these are people in the current sphere that have survived the bear market, but that had never bought Vechain before. And right now, also a lot of traders, they are looking at charts like that, the one that we just had, and they are seeing that maybe it's worth allocating some money. So whenever on an exchange you purchase, for example, Vechain, you had never had purchased that, they create a new wallet address for you. So whales, shrimps, everyone who's buying Vechain, they could have just bought Vechain, and that is why there are so many other wallets. The other explanation for this could be that there is somewhat a project that needs a ton of wallets, but I think that is not very likely at this point in time. Now, that is overall rated as bullish news. And 21,000 investors that all buy a couple of thousand Vechain is not too shabby for the bear market, right? And that in a single day. That means on the other days there were also thousands of wallets probably created. Now let's look at this also here. So what is Vechain doing? Obviously, and I'm not going to explain it. I just want to recap one thing. Vechain is focusing on one of the biggest trends that we had in these decades. This is the green trend, ESG, compliance, companies that want to prove their worth of sustainability in their supply chains and in their goods and materials. So for that, Vechain has been partnering with BCG, for blockchain for a sustainable future. And as we can see here, they are seeking to build biospheres envisioned by Vechain, and BCG offer a unique solution to the challenges faced by businesses and organizations striving to adopt sustainable practices. By leveraging blockchain technology, these biospheres provide a secure and reliable platform for recording and verifying sustainability-related data. This can include information about the origin and life cycle of products, ensuring they are produced and distributed in an eco-friendly manner. So this is what Vechain is all about, and what is also the narrative in almost every bigger company, because they want to prove to their customers that they are eco-friendly. So this is still a market that we cannot underestimate. Now, if we are going back to our charts, we can see that for Vechain, this is the logarithmic chart. That is something you have to keep in mind. The real chart looks like this. And if we take out all the lines here from this chart, we can see that this chart looks before and after the pump almost the same, right? But in fact, it's actually not, which is why we are looking, for example, if you see the red dotted line here, you see that our current price action is sitting on top of that first wave. If you're looking at the logarithmic chart which reflects the relation between the pumps, so a 2x is always as long as another 2x, and not in relation to the numbers. So here we really see how price action looked like for Vechain, and that is why we're looking at this this price chart. So what we can see here is that we really are sitting with our bear market bottom somewhere on this top, yeah. And if we are just taking now, just as not as a price prediction, but just look at this move, how it unfolded from, I mean, it's a little bit deeper, it's from the C crash, but let's just take this as a bottom and look how this move could look like, or let's say it retraces once more, how this move could look like. That obviously here would bring us to $1.3, which is by any means nothing that can be said for TA. But just imagine a move like this, a hard impulsive move, a hard retrace, and then complete right to a blow off top. So how could this look here? This could look as follows. So we retrace here, we come back up, we break this, we come above this line and encounter some resistance, retrace again, and then we're slowly at every resistance pulling back and bringing our first line here until we hit this big resistance, hit our head and get a steep retracement on top of this. And then from there we are flying to our blow off top. And how high can this be? We are not quite sure, but here we are sitting at 27 cents, and I think there is a potential, since we have been forming our bear market bottom roughly, let's take this level here, without the C crisis, but we are forming this 5x over the previous bear market bottom, so where it all has started. So we're up at the moment about 5.5x. So that's where we start our next move. And considering that we're suspecting a lot of money printing to bring Bitcoin extremely high to 150 to 200 to maybe even beyond $250,000. If profits drop into these coins with only 1 billion market cap, it is very quickly up to 20 to 30x from where you are right now. So this would be up to the all-time high, as we had seen, is like a 10 to 12x, and then we're looking here at the 20x or 30x would be something like 50, 60 cents. I think that is realistic. And now the big question is, can you get rich with with Vechain? That depends on how much you have accumulated, and also we have to see that this is the second bull run for the coin. There will be projects that are coming out new that will have way bigger gains. They are also more risky, because here we have already a price pattern, a price action that has been already unfolding, and there is always the risk that Vechain does not perform as well, and that for example we're just forming something like this and not hitting our high, and then we're just going into the next bear market. This risk exists, but nonetheless, this is why we're taking profits on the way up. And yeah, with that, let me know in the comments below what you think about Vechain at this point in time. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? And how should we deal with it? How should we look at what Vechain has accomplished? In my opinion, Vechain is one of the only projects that has real life use cases, real life applications. Therefore, I am still bullish. It has held all the time in the top 50. It is one of the bigger projects that has been able to or has managed to stay in the top 50 for a long time. So therefore, I am bullish on Vechain. Now, make sure, if you like this, once again, let me know by smashing up the like, subscribe to the channel, and I see you in the next Vechain update when there is something to talk about.